Straight ahead on 12 News, the next steps to bring Hy-Vee to Robbinsdale. Now that plans for a grocery store are back on, we'll show you how they will impact several businesses. Plus, fingers crossed for nonprofits.
This is Minnesota's great day of giving.
But will computer glitches hurt donations on Give to the Max Day? And later, a tour one Brooklyn Park 4-year-old won't soon forget. 12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. City leaders in Robbinsdale announced this week that a Hy-Vee grocery store will indeed be moving to the site formerly occupied by the Terrace Theater and Rainbow Foods.
But there is still a matter of relocating the businesses still there and demolishing the property to make room for the grocery store. Delane Cleveland has more on what happens next.
A pile of rubble is all that remains from the historic Terrace Theater. For some people, it's a heartbreaking sight, but for others, it's a reminder of what's to come.
We've been waiting patiently, and we're very excited to have the announcement on Tuesday that Hy-Vee is confirming its commitment to the city of Robbinsdale.
City Manager Marcia Glick says a special council meeting is planned for November 22nd to approve the final plat. That way, the sale of the property can move forward and Hy-Vee can build a grocery store. That's about the extent of the city's involvement with the site.
We are not selling the property, we are not buying the property. So obviously with the change in ownership of the mall property and the coming of the Hy-Vee development, at some point the tenants that are in that building will need to relocate to other locations.
Glick says the preference would be to keep those businesses in Robbinsdale, but they're not involved in those negotiations. So far, employees from the restaurant say they're migrating from Birdtown. The new Panda Chinese restaurant has been here since 1994. They plan to move to Golden Valley. As for the Rainbow clothing store, employees there say they don't know what's going to happen. North Memorial has offices on the site, but Glick says it's likely they'll move to the adjacent property.
It's going to be a real long process, and we're not sure exactly when it's going to start.
She's also not sure when demolition of the neighboring businesses will take place. So for now, people can still eat at Panda and buy clothes at Rainbow, but the days are indeed numbered.
Certainly there's an awful lot to doing a redevelopment project like this.
In Robbinsdale, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
And something else Robbinsdale officials will have to decide going forward is whether the city should have a municipal liquor store located next to Hy-Vee. And if so, do they continue operating the store located in the Robbins Center? The municipal liquor store is the city's main funding source for park redevelopment.
The days are also numbered for the Days Inn in Plymouth. The hotel is shut down, and 12 News has learned it is in the process of being sold. However, before that can happen, the city first wants assurances from the new buyer that many existing problems will be taken care of. The hotel off Highway 55 and Interstate 94 has extensive mold problems and needs numerous repairs. Its lodging license was suspended in August after customer complaints led to the discovery of health and safety concerns. At its meeting Wednesday night, the Plymouth City Council wondered how a hotel could fall into such disrepair.
I'm going to agree with the mayor. I'm disgusted by the fact that this has been going on for quite some time. People not just from this community, but from around the country who come in for business or our hockey tournaments or whatever, they fill up with kids. So that bothers me a lot.
The existing problems were blamed on neglect, and the current owner says he doesn't have the financial resources to fix them. There's no decision on what will happen next until the City Council is able to meet with the potential buyer, which is scheduled at its next meeting. According to the attorney for the current owner, the new buyer plans to redo the whole building and invest millions of dollars into it.
In other news, as we went to air, we learned Plymouth police are investigating a student who they say brought a gun to Armstrong High School and used it to threaten another student. Armstrong principal David Dahl addressed the issue in a letter sent home to parents today. Armstrong staff alerted police, who arrested the student earlier today after finding the gun in his backpack. Armstrong also went into code yellow, restricting student movement between classrooms. The letter says any disciplinary action taken will be done according to district policy.
It has been nearly 1 year since an active shooter opened fire in San Bernardino, California.
The city's police chief stopped in Brooklyn Park Thursday to share lessons learned with Minnesota's first responders.
Nothing's going to be clean. It's a very chaotic thing with a lot of external things going on.
The San Bernardino police chief spoke at Hennepin Technical College as part of an annual symposium on terrorism and emergency preparedness. While the San Bernardino case was classified as terrorism, it was a homegrown case and not connected to a terrorist network. The police chief said the two big takeaways are it can happen anywhere and there is no replacement for training.
You've got to prepare. In our case, we had been training for potential active shooter type things since Columbine. Not that we ever thought it was going to be a terrorism incident, not that we even knew that it would ever come to our community. And a great many of those officers that went through that training probably thought to themselves, we're never going to use this. But at the end of the day, they used it, and they used those skills, and there's some importance to it.
Around 140 first responders from around the state attended the two-day emergency preparedness symposium in Brooklyn Park.
Well, we're getting our first look at what the light rail stations could look like. Metro Transit is working on designs for each of the 11 stations planned for the Blue Line extension. The route starts at Target Field and ends in Brooklyn Park. At an open house in Robbinsdale Wednesday, designers told 12 News that each station is designed to reflect the character of the surrounding area.
So in Robbinsdale is a really unique and kind of downtown area. There's a lot of commercial that's nearby and kind of quaint businesses and storefronts, and so it really reflects kind of that that culture of that quaint downtown neighborhood feel.
The Robbinsdale station will incorporate brick, which is common to buildings in the area there. It will also feature a 640-stall parking ramp. Today is Give to the Max Day, when Minnesota nonprofits push for donations.
And once again, the generosity of donors overwhelmed GiveMN's website, pushing the website to move to Plan B. As reporter Shannon Slatton explains, nonprofits stayed optimistic that they would meet their goal.
This is a big day.
The ladies at the Adopt a Pet shop in Plymouth are crazy about cats. So much so that today they're having a cat nap.
We get to grant the wish of letting a whole bunch of cats sleep with a whole bunch of people, which normally means they get to sleep a lot and play a lot, and we don't get any.
They will stay here 24 hours to raise money and awareness for their organization, which bridges the gap between cat rescues and adoption.
What we're really looking for is for everybody to give a little bit back, and if they give a little bit back to us, even better.
They hope to raise $6,000 for Give to the Max Day.
It's all about neighbors helping neighbors here.
Over at Steep in Brooklyn Center,
Donations are the lifeblood of our organization. We are completely relying on them.
organizers hope to raise $10,000 on Thursday. That's a 20% increase over last year.
This is Minnesota's great day of giving. We really believe that Minnesota has an incredible community of support.
They are pushing for donations on steep.org, but are optimistic donors will continue to be able to give on givemn.org too.
We hope that they'll be up and running soon.
The website crashed early in the day and moved to a Plan B donation page. Giving through the GiveMN site is important because nonprofits could possibly win extra money.
We were a golden ticket winner, which means an extra $1,000 to help support our programs, which is awesome.
Just like Avenues for Homeless Youth did this morning. The nonprofit hopes to bring in $25,000.
We'll pay for 3 months of food for our youth in both of our shelters, Brooklyn Avenues and Minneapolis Avenues.
All nonprofits optimistic that generosity will rise above any glitches.
We love Give to the Max Day. It's a great day. The whole community comes together and to support its charities.
Shannon Slatton, 12 News.
Early reports show that giving is on par with years past, despite switching to a backup website. Last year, more than 60,000 people raised $18 million for thousands of organizations.
Give to the Max Day will also feature an exciting opportunity for a Wayzata student and budding book publisher. Justin Anderson wrote the book Saving Stripes, a kiddie's story last year, and the experience encouraged him to launch a nonprofit publishing company called Sigma's Bookshelf. This publishing company is different than others in that it offers free publishing services exclusively for teens.
When my first book, Saving Stripes, came out, I got a lot of attention for it, and it kind of got me thinking that that's not fair that I'm the only person I know with my own book, and I wanted to help other teens because there's a lot of teen writers out there
The Sigma bookshelf is named after one of the characters in Justin's soon-to-be-released novel. You can find Justin's nonprofit on the Give to the Max Day website or at sigmasbookshelf.com, and any donations will help with publishing costs for teens. Still ahead, we head to Maranatha Christian Academy to meet this week's Standout students.
And then a little bit later in sports, a basketball standout from Park Center signs to play college basketball.
But first, the wind of change, the first taste of winter arriving on Friday. Well, here's a good problem. There are not enough adjectives to describe this week's standout student.
Maranatha senior Maddie Shae Thompson is not only smart and athletic, but she's compassionate too. Reporter Sonia Goen shows us what motivates her.
-1 squared is 1, so 12 times 1 is 12, minus 4 is 8.
Mr. Isaac's AP Calculus class is full of bright students.
Got it?
But one in particular stands out.
You might not have any idea what's going on, and then there will be that split second where you just look at all your work and you're like, it makes so much sense. And I love it. It's like piecing a big puzzle together.
And that's the thing that I look for as a teacher. Okay, yeah, can you do the problem, but you know why it works? Well, she does. You have 3 critical points.
Maddie Shae Thompson is a shining star.
I have an A train, which is my top 10 students of all my classes, you know, and Maddie's number 1 in AP Calc.
Maddie's class president and a member of the National Honor Society. This go-getter is very competitive, but her biggest competition may be herself.
I really enjoy a challenge. If I can challenge myself somehow, I usually will.
Maddie is also a soccer standout. She was team captain and named all-conference.
You really become a family. All of us girls became really united, and it was one of my favorite experiences I feel like I could even have my senior year.
Giving to others is also a big part of Maddie's life.
I volunteered over 1,000 hours in the past couple years.
While juggling all the activities can be hectic, Maddie says she doesn't mind putting in the work if it will benefit others.
My main goal is just to help make other people happy.
In Brooklyn Park, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Coming up, a Brooklyn Park 4-year-old's lucky day.
But first, Champlin Park gets set to face Eden Prairie in a state football semifinal clash. John Jacobson has that and more coming up next.
The Champlin Park football team is into the state semifinals in Class 6A football. The Rebels take on Eden Prairie Friday night. Jay Wilcox has more.
Fans have certainly gotten their money's worth at Champlin Park's last 2 games. Thrilling wins over East Ridge and Rosemount have the Rebels in the state semifinals for the first time since 2004.
Yeah, those close games, it just shows that we won't lay down and die. We're a very resilient group, and like our motto is, we want to finish every game.
We've just put in a lot of work throughout the summer, throughout the whole football season. We've made it this far. I'm very proud of our team.
They're a team. They've came together as a group. They trust each other. They kind of play off each other and feed off of each other a little bit. So, but yeah, they're doing a nice job. They're fun to watch, fun to be around.
The Rebels' depths will be tested this week. After starting quarterback Bennett Otto went out with a broken collarbone in the first playoff win over Armstrong, senior Chad Costello stepped in and performed very well. But Costello suffered a Liz Frank fracture of his foot during last week's game. He finished that one, but this week Champlin Park will turn to third-string QB Joey Folds, who's been playing linebacker.
I mean, I don't think it's going to change much. We just got to play together as a team, act like the quarterback now is the quarterback that we had, and just play the best of our ability.
We have Joey Folds that's been playing linebacker. He's our third-string quarterback, and he was throughout all of preseason camp. And so now we'll be at the third-string quarterback, and we have Josh Gilliam following that up. And yeah, we got to have a plan, so that's our plan.
Injuries aside, Eden Prairie is playing very well and will be a huge challenge for the Rebels.
Yeah, Eden Prairie is a very good football team. They're very disciplined. So we as a defense and an offense has a master discipline.
We'll see if Champlin Park has some more playoff magic Friday night. Jay Wilcox, 12 Sports.
The Rebels and Eden Prairie kick off at 7 o'clock Friday at U.S. Bank Stadium. You can watch the game Saturday night at 7 p.m. on Channel 12 and 799. We'll have highlights from the Totino Grace Blaine and Benilde St. Margaret's Marshall football games Friday starting at 4 here on 12 News. Last week, 3 high school senior girls from Park Center signed national letters of intent to play college basketball. On Wednesday, one Park Center senior boys player made his choice official. Surrounded by his family and with his teammates and coaches looking on, Park Center senior guard Losini Kamara signed a letter of intent to accept a basketball scholarship to play for the University of Idaho. Kamara averaged 17 points, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds for Park Center last season, earning all Northwest Suburban Conference honors. He talked about choosing Idaho and what this means to him.
First of all, I didn't even know where Idaho was, because I thought it was just like in like the countryside or something. But when I went there, it was really, really different. I liked the environment. It was really quiet. It's not a big school. But the people there was really nice, especially the coaches. The coaches was kind. I just fell in love with them right there. Like I felt like they made me a priority. It means a lot because since like 5th grade, I left my mom's house, went and lived with my mentor, and this was what everything was basic. I worked for is right here. I just basically worked to go to college and play basketball, no matter what level it was at. It was just to play college basketball, especially Division I. That was more of a pride thing.
Tryouts and practices begin Monday at Park Center and for boys basketball teams across the state. Idaho plays in the Big Sky Conference, where Park Center alum and Mr. Basketball winner Quentin Hooker was named preseason conference player of the year for North Dakota. So one finishing up in that conference, and then Kamara will join that conference in a year.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, John. Still ahead, a 4-year-old's lucky day.
His special tour of the Brooklyn Park Police Station when we come back.
And finally, we may have found a future police detective.
4-year-old Decatur Kernan had a day he probably will be remembering for a long time. He received a tour of Brooklyn Park's North Precinct Police Station. Today's special visit came after a special discovery. Decatur found the painted police rock hidden by Brooklyn Park Police. With a little help from his family and clues posted on the police department's Facebook page, Decatur found the rock at Central Park by the Big Red Slide. Decatur's mom says the treasure hunt was well worth it.
For kids that love to see the police officers and think that they're doing a really great job, it's a nice way to connect with them.
One of Decatur's favorite parts of the tour? Checking out the police vehicles, as you can see. How do you turn on the lights and siren?
Right, exactly. Good question.
The police got the whole idea from a group of residents that started the Brooklyn Park Rocks Facebook page and then hid rocks around town to bring smiles to treasure hunters, which is a cool idea. Yeah, I didn't even know it was a thing, but
exactly.
that's fun.
He was so proud in that picture, holding it up.
It's so cool. That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We will see you back here again Friday, starting at 4 o'clock.